It's day 2 in Varna, and today I'm going to base myself around the centre. I think I might have given a false impression of Varna yesterday, of being a place that's just filled with kind of ugly looking high-rise residential blocks. But I did head out to the outskirts to go and look at the Soviet monument. So today I'm going to stay in the centre and hopefully discover what people see in Varna when they come for a holiday. So this is nice, this is the main square. Nice busker over there, playing his saxophone. The sun's out, it's a nice day today. Our first stop of the day is the Social Tea House again. It was good coffee yesterday, it's for a good cause, and today they're doing a pulled beef soup. So I'm not going to mess around like I did yesterday, not eating until 2 o'clock in the afternoon and then ending up with some chicken from the supermarket. I'm going to start the day with a good coffee and some hearty soup. Highly recommend the Social Tea House. It's a lovely place, great atmosphere. Obviously they're doing great things for young people, disadvantaged people, and the coffee's good and the food was great. Soup was great, it was like less than, I think it's about £1.50. So yeah, highly recommend it. I like how they honour people by allowing seagulls to shit on them for the rest of the time. This old fella chilling out in the sun. Some bloody lovely buskers around, aren't there? Wow. So I guess this is one of the main streets. I didn't walk down here yesterday until last night, after I'd been out for a few drinks. This took me back to the hostel. And what the hell is that down there? Oh, I simply had to come off the main street to come and look at this. It's a nice street, got coffee shops and herbal shops, hairdressers, and then at the bottom of the street, oh, just look at this. Oh yes, that is amazing. What the hell did that used to be? Let me get away from the sun. That's incredible. Oh dear. It's definitely been empty for a long time, judging by the amount of graffiti and the age of the graffiti that's on it. Looks like it's been painted over quite a few times. Can't see inside it. Right, just off the main street. I have no idea what it is. Can't stop turning around and looking at it. Excuse me. Excuse me. Do you know what this used to be? You don't know? Oh, okay. Well, they just asked a second guy who was a bit more friendly than the first one. But I didn't want to film him because he's got his kid with him. And he told me it used to be a sauna for the thermal water that they used to get in the city, but apparently they don't get anymore in the city centre. So that's what it used to be. He's lived here 5 years and it's been like that for 5 years. So I asked him when it was closed and he didn't know. So it's been closed at least 5 years. What a beauty. This is the main boulevard which leads to the main entrance of the Sea Gardens that I was exploring yesterday. Not sure who this is or why it seems to be sponsored by Coca-Cola. You can see we've got your bars and restaurants all down this street. Nice big brutalist hotel. Is this the dog I saw earlier? No. Check out this cat. I was in this bar last night and it was quite a nice bar. Smoking allowed inside. Just bizarre. Smoking's not allowed anywhere apart from that place. I asked the person at my hostel how they were allowed to do that, and she said, I don't know, mafia. She wasn't joking either. This is the main entrance to the Sea Gardens. It's about halfway in between the whole length of the Sea Gardens. I suppose we should go and have a look at the Black Sea again while we're here. These steps are just leading down to the bar that I was in last night. The beach bar, which was very cool actually. I wasn't expecting it to be open. But it was, and it was nice and it was cheap and they were playing great music. I was telling the woman at the hostel where I'd been. This is it, Cubo. And apparently, just nearby, just near here, there's another bar where you can take your own beer. How bizarre is that? Yeah, see, nice sunny day. There's a few people here now. Ah, the Black Sea again. So you can see this place in the summer would be, I would imagine, would be really banging. I'm starting to change my mind about Varna now. I can see why people would enjoy a summer holiday here. Nice bars, nice beaches. Yeah. Starting to win me over now, Varna. So most of these places are open now. Not many people sat outside in this one, but there's enough people inside. You can see all the balcony, all the chairs and everything being put away. Obviously they're not getting that many customers in February, but there's enough to stay open, which is good to see. Whew, that sun. I've got 2 coats on as well. Wasn't sure when I looked out this morning. I thought, well, the sun's out, but that can be deceiving. So I put 2 coats on. Yeah, for now. Bit warm. I've just had to adjust my attire. I'm down to 1 coat. 1 coat weather. It's not been 1 coat weather for a long time. I spotted this building from just down the road and I thought this looks like an old Soviet brutal building, and to be honest it looks like they've done, at some point in the last 30 years, they've done a little bit of modernisation, but they're fooling no one. I think this part of it is a public library. I'm not sure what this is. This is the Archaeological Museum, which is housed in this building, which was built in 1866. Now, archaeological museums, not really my thing, but I have heard good things about this one, so why the hell not? Let's go and have a look at some old stuff. It's a pretty decent museum, to be fair. It's not my field of interest, But some of the artifacts they've got are incredible. They've got tons of stuff in there from 7,000 years ago, from some of the first civilizations that lived in this area, and all throughout the up until and including the Roman period. And they've got a lot of stuff in there. And to see how well preserved it is, and to see the work that is still going on, excavating and preserving these sites, is pretty impressive. Situated just 30 minutes walk from Varna city centre is something called the Retro Museum, and apparently it's filled with cars, motorbikes, vacuum cleaners, typewriters, many other household goods, all from the Soviet era in Bulgaria. That sounds right up my street, so let's go and check it out. So over here we've got the Grand Mall, who appear to have stolen their logo from Google. Well, definitely looks like the Google font and colours. Anyway, you got it all in there. Golden Arches, KFC, Hesburger, Pull and Bear. I think there's a big cinema in there as well. And right in front of the Grand Mall, we got the bus station Varna, which definitely looks like this was built in Soviet times. And we've got this huge Soviet monument just outside it. So this doesn't look like it's been updated any. Well, these are the buses going to Istanbul, Odessa, Veliko, Tarnovo, Sofia, and London. Well, apparently I'm stood outside it, and I just haven't got a clue where it is. Somebody reviewed it on Google Maps 1 day ago and said it's an amazing place. Where the bloody hell is it? It's not going to be in the mall, is it? I was about to give up because Google Maps basically puts the place here and it's clearly not there. So I've just walked around, I've gone back into the station, can't find anything. Found a link on Google Maps that says, "Are you here now?" Clicked on that, and then in there it says it's located in the Grand Mall. So it is in the mall, which I really wasn't expecting. A retro Soviet museum in the middle of a big swanky mall. It even tells you what level it's on. Level 1. There we go. I was expecting some rundown little museum, but this looks bloody modern. Here it is. Look at the size of this place. Oh, I'm going to have fun in here. All the Lenin busts that would have been in people's houses back in the day. I really hope this music's not copyrighted. Ah, look at this, check this out. This is incredible. I really did not expect it to be like this at all. There's just so much of it, and look at all the cars in immaculate condition. And what are these things? It's like these were some kind of popular Soviet ornament. Look how immaculate they are, it's incredible. They've all been restored so that they look pretty much brand new. This is what you need if you want to smell Soviet. The old cigarettes. Wow, not even been opened, some of them. In fact, I don't think any of them have been opened. Where have these been stored all these years? So I was thinking the first display
would be filled with cigarettes, and then the next display would be filled with something else. But no, they're all filled with old cigarettes. Wonder if any of these brands are still actually in existence. They will have certainly changed the packaging if they are. Well, how bizarre is this? I've actually found a box of cigarettes that's named after the city that I grew up in. Sheffield filter cigarettes. I've never heard of them. I think they're actually German. How bizarre. And how cool that I've spotted them amongst all these boxes of cigarettes. I managed to find the Sheffield ones. Got all the old cameras in here for all you camera buffs. All the old films, accessories, and then we move on to the old telephones. I love the calendar. And then up here, remember these things? The Viewmaster. I used to have that. You put these round slides in there and then click and they moved around kind of that way, and you'd be able to look at stuff. Amazing times back in the early 80s. Some of the old projectors, old typewriters. They've got some bloody stuff in here. Calculators. The cars are just amazing. They're so well restored. They look brand new and old at the same time. There's so many of them as well. And for the real enthusiasts, you can actually even see what's going on underneath. Check out some of the old radios. I like this one. It has all the names of the stations from around the world. Odessa, Prague, Budapest, Bucharest, Rome, Luxembourg, Paris, London. Wonder what that record sounds like. The old TVs, back in the day when you had to actually get out of your seat to go and change the channel. And then they invented remote TVs, except the remote wasn't actually remote, it was connected to the TV. The good old days. ...2001 games built into this thing. Wow, some of the old cassette tapes. Sony EF90, TDK, A60, D60. They're all still in their seals, so God knows where these have been for these years. Those videotapes look like the ones you get for cheap on the local markets. Usually about a third of the price of what you'd pay in an electrical store. These torches over here, they've got a full box of the things. Where have they been hiding for the past 30 odd years? Look at these weird little things. Always freaked me out, dolls. Do children still play with dolls? They're just weird, aren't they? Some traditional dress over there. What the hell is going on with that? There's some amazing stuff in here. I mean, what's this head on a stick business? And look at these guys. These two here. Bloody hell. You have to frighten kids to death. Oh, a spaceship there. That would probably light up and make futuristic sounds. The old, we used to call them scale electrics. And they've got a Ludo. The greatest board game. Nudie cards. Look at the state of that. I mean, even in the 80s, surely that wasn't fun. Surely kids got given that in the 80s and thought, well, that's just a load of shite. Got the football version down there and all the toy guns. So we've got kitchen stuff now. Different drinks and coffee. Not spotted a soda stream. Got these things though. Auto siphon. I used to have one of them back in the day. This place is absolutely huge. There must be 50, 60, maybe even more of these cars. It just goes on and on. It's completely not what I was expecting. So this might give you an idea of the sheer size of the place. It just goes on and on. They've got hundreds of these cars. And look how well they've been restored. Oh, little baby. Seriously. Here's me expecting a shed in a car park. And then I find this bloody place. Incredible. My only complaint, because I've always got to have one, is that a lot of the stuff seems a little bit too restored. It all looks brand new. Some of the old Soviet drinks here. You've got the bottle with the hammer and sickle on. Some beers, whiskies, Coca-Cola spelt with a K. Well, I really was not expecting the museum to be as good as what it was. I was expecting a shed in some car park or something, not some big swanky museum in a mall. So that was a real surprise. I don't even know how I found out about the place, to be honest. It doesn't come up on any of the kind of blogs about things to do in Varna. I think it's new. It certainly appears new. So it's in the Grand Mall, so it's easy enough to find. It's on the first level. So if you're into your Soviet stuff and you're in Varna, then go and check it out.